Oh, okay. Hi, assalamu alaikum. Sorry while that adjusts. So this is a 4-part series about how to read Quran with tajweed. This is the first part, and we're just going to go over the Arabic letters. So let's just get into it because it's kind of long, and inshallah, when you're looking at the video, it is preferred that you have some kind of paper and pen and take notes when you're reading it. Inshallah, I hope this is going to be very beneficial for people who just converted to Islam, other converts like myself, or people who have been Muslim for a while but they don't know how to read the Arabic Quran and they're just like reading translations or something like this. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. First thing is sounds and harakat. So basically, there are 3 sounds, and I'm sorry if I mess up. I'm really nervous, but inshallah, I hope this is going to be really beneficial and easy to understand, I hope. So there are 3 sounds: fatha, dhamma, and kasra. So they look like this. Fatha, it requires that you open your mouth. That's fatha. Dhamma, it requires that you make your mouth into a circle. You round your lips into a circle, like literally, and they kind of protrude, which is weird if you're like not an Arab speaker, but just do it. I mean, no one is looking at you probably, so just go ooh, ooh, protrude your lips. It's a short sound, but you still must do that with your lips. And this is the same kasra. You have to also do something with your lips, which is like your mouth is here and this is your bottom teeth, right? So you have to like lower your lip. Like when you say e, naturally your lip lowers and goes and kind of show your bottom teeth. So this sound requires you go e. It's very short, but those are the sounds. So here you're opening your mouth, open the top mouth. So open the top jaw, so it'll make that sound. Ooh. Round your lips and protrude them, and then also the kasra e. Lower the lip, so you show your bottom teeth. So these are all required. If you go to any tajweed teacher or anything like that, they're going to be checking your mouth to see, are you making these for every sound on the letter? So remember, these are sounds. They're like vowels in English, but they're not the letters themselves, but they can be applied to any letter. Right now, it's just important that you know the sounds a, oo, e. Okay, so now these sounds can also be elongated. When they're elongated, they look like this. Like this is the mommy of the, if I just cover like that, that's like the mommy of the fatha. This is like the mommy of the dhamma. And this is like the mommy of the kasra. And see, this mommy elongates them to 2 harakat, 2. So basically, let me write that down. 2 harakat. So basically, what 2 harakat is if you put your hand in a fist, and you the time it takes you to unroll one finger like this. So if I do this one, it would be ah. If I do this one here, it would be ooh. And this one here, e. So it's that time. So that's a way for you to keep time. Anytime you see this in the Quran, you see that elongation. I think it's called natural mad in the Arabic, but it's not really important that you actually know the terms as much as it is that you are reading and identifying them properly in the reading. So anyway, it just is elongation. So you remember, you hold this for 2 harakat if you see this, and then the same here. And the same here. So those are the sounds, and those are the elongations for those sounds. So a, oo, e. Okay. I have my notes here, so I'm just gonna scroll down. Okay, then we get to the then we get to the sources of the letters. So letters in Arabic, they have specific places where they come from in your mouth. It's not just your mouth, it's not just your throat, it's your lips and your teeth. So this affects the letters. Let me see if I can just, okay, let it focus, sorry. So various sources of the Arabic letters include the tongue, which will be the back, the middle, and the edge, the tip and the whole tongue, or the tip and the upper position, the outside of the mouth, as if your tongue is outside of the mouth. You don't need to note all of these. We're going to go through them individually, but it's just important that you kind of recognize they're all there. Whoops, sorry, that's my marker. And then the tip and bottom teeth. So that covers the tongue. Then there are certain letters that go with the lips, and those are going to be, like the general area, and then the top and the bottom. Then you have the throat, and those certain sources of the letters will be the upper part of the throat, the middle part of the throat, and the lower part of the throat. So we go to our first letter, which is qaf. Okay. Bismillah. So qaf looks like this. Sorry, that's but it has a big head and two little dots on top and a round little body. That's how it's written when it's just written by itself. If it's written at the beginning of a word, it's written like this. This should be a little rounded, not very pointed. And then two dots. Written in the middle, it'll look like that. And it's important to note how to write it. You need to write it yourself. And then if it was written at the end, it would look like that. So basically, you just need to be able to identify what makes qaf, like if you see it. Basically a round head and two dots on top. Anytime you see that, you'll know it's a qaf, and that you need to note that down because that's kind of important in the learning process to be able to recognize the letters and differentiate them from other ones. There's the fa, looks like that. It only has one dot. So we know this is a fa and it's not a qaf. Okay. And then also there's a wow. Looks like that. The difference is, again, the two dots, which will just be the giveaway, or that you have the tail of the qaf kind of hangs. The tail of the qaf kind of doesn't hang, and it stays on that line. The wow, it kind of hangs more and more vertical. But again, just focus on the circle and the two dots, and that's going to give the letter away. Now if we apply that with the letters, it's going to be, with the sounds, I'm sorry. Then we have, let me see, let me write these here real fast. Okay. Our sounds as fatha, dhamma, and kasra. Okay, and we just plug in our letter, which is going to be the qaf. Oh, I'm sorry, that looks weird. Okay, let's write it like that. I think that looks like weird. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so anyway, there are two types of letters in Arabic: heavy letters and light letters. So qaf is a heavy letter. not because of how it looks heavy, but because basically what defines a heavy letter is that the back of your tongue is raised. So let's say your mouth is here and you got your teeth here. Okay, these are your front teeth. And this is your tongue. Okay. So these are your lips, by the way. Okay, that's kind of weird. Okay. And here's your throat. Okay, so now you know where your throat is. This is your tongue, and you would raise that tongue up. Like it'd go up a little bit to the top of your throat. This is kind of weird again for people who don't normally speak Arabic. I mean like English speakers, because we don't do that. So basically one thing easy to do is if you just tilt your head back and you're going to say that sound, you're going to lift that tongue up more easy. In this case, it's not ka, but you have to put your head back, tilt it back and go qaw, qaw. Kind of like a crow when they caw, like, you know. Also, I don't know if many people say this, but I have a son, and when he goes poo-poo, we say caca, caca. So it's kind of like the same thing. It's like a heavy thing. It's not happening like ka, like in your mouth with the English K. It's not that. It's happening over here. That's the source of the letter, qaf. So anyway, let's see. If we want to really talk about the source, it's going to be the furthest part of the tongue. That's where it's coming from, and it's going to meet the soft palate. If you don't know what the soft palate is, the top of your mouth is called the palate, and this is the hard palate, and way back here is the soft palate. If you are a woman and you ever breastfed, you will have a lot of problems, and you're not breastfeeding properly if you breastfeed here and the breast is just in there, and this is the baby's mouth, because it would just be hitting the hard palate, and that would be incredibly painful for you. But it's required that when you nurse the baby, that the nipple or the areola goes over here to the soft palate, and then it's going to be a soft surface here. That's why it's the soft palate, and it's not painful. Anyway, that's something else, but just so you know, okay, this is the way back here, the highest backest part of your mouth. That's where the soft palate is. So you want to aim for these two places, the tongue raised, hitting that soft palate and closing it, closes the airway. It's making that sound, qaw, qaw. That's what's going on in the mouth. And so you can feel it. Usually your mouth is open when you say it, and remember, raising the tongue makes it heavy. So every letter has characteristics, and the characteristics for this letter, qaf, is that it's heavy. That's one. That has strength. It's like a stopping of sound. That means that's strength. And that's also a stopping of air. So both of those things are happening at one time. And then it has qalqala. So qalqala means like a bounce or echo or something like this. So it has those characteristics. It's very important to note the characteristics of the letter. So this will come up later many times. But basically, when when you have a ball and you bounce it on the floor, it's hitting that floor and it makes some sound. That's the sound. It's like a kind of a vibration also happening. So remember, with this letter, it's the raising of the tongue hitting the soft palate. That's that sound. That's the vibration. That's one of its prominent features. When you say it, you should be hearing that sound and feeling it, even when you say it, qaw, 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 like that. So basically, if it has a sagoon, which is the absence of a vowel, like this. This is a sukoon, by the way. It's not a vowel. It's the absence of sound, and it's just the letter. So when you have the sukoon on a letter, it will still have some characteristics of the letter, but it will lose some also. In this case, it will have the qalqala still. If you stopped on this, like if I said faq, you can hear the qalqala more. If I stop at the end of the ayah and it has this, like falaq, you can hear that qa. It's very strong. It's stronger. But if you have a different marking on it, for example, I'm not going to talk about it too much because we'll talk about it more with tajweed. But if you have this kind of looking thing, it's called a shadda. If you see that on there, it takes away that attribute of the qalqala. You will not have the shadda and the qalqala together. And we will talk about the shadda later. It's not important, but it is important that you note if it has sukoon or this their absence of a vowel, but we call it sukoon. If it has a sukoon, the qalqala is like more present, more apparent. And if it has a shadda, it has no qalqala. And that's true for every other letter, because it would be very hard to pronounce if we use the shadda properly. But we will talk about that later. It's not important right now at this point. So anyway, if we apply the letters, the sounds to this letter qa, it's going to be qa. So notice it's not ka, because it's not a light letter. It's heavy. So all the heavy letters, they sound like aw. So that fatha is not going to be like so sweet anymore. I don't know how to explain it. So light. It'll be qa. And this one, remember, we're still rounding our mouth, but we're also still using the back of the tongue, hitting the soft palate. So qu. Make sure you round your mouth when you say that. And then qi. So make sure you're showing the teeth, but you're still giving the letter its due right and its proper source of this crazy looking thing of raising the tongue and hitting the soft palate. Qi. So qa, qi, qu. Oops, I said it wrong because I usually put those in a different order. Qa, qu, qi. Qa, qu, qi. Qa, qu, qi. I don't know how that sounds, but inshallah, you get the point. And I encourage you to practice every time with every letter, and practice writing the letter, 5 or 10 times, whatever it takes, just so you become familiar with the letter. Okay, moving on to the next one. Let's see. Just go ahead and scroll down. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm sorry for this lagging time, but okay. So anywho, this is the letter kaf. It's similar to qaf. It has the same kind of sound, but this is a very light letter, and it's in a different place that it's coming from. So this is how it looks by itself, if it was written by itself. Here it is in the beginning of the word. Here it is in the middle of the word, very similar. Looks like a sharp S or a K or something like that. And at the end. So I mean, it would be like whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, that's like the same as this. So basically, identifying characteristics, like how it looks, we can see it has like this sharp looking S. Sharp S. I don't know how else to describe it. And it comes in that little box, half box thing. So characteristics of the kaf. It is light, so it's the opposite of the qaf. It has a running of air, and it also has strength which is a stopping of sound. And again, it's important to note the identifying characteristics so it's easy for you to note which letter it is when you're reading Quran and not get mixed up and confused. But this is the only one that looks like this with a sharp K sharp S looking thing. Okay, so back to the characteristics. Stopping of sound. Okay, so basically it comes from, the source is, this is the teeth, right? And that's the throat. And there's your tongue in there somewhere. So the tongue, it is still coming from the back of the tongue, but you're not raising your tongue. Your tongue is still flat. And it's very easy to say. It's not like it's, because we have the letter K in English. And it's hitting the hard palate, which is here. It's not way back here. That's going to make it heavy. So keep it here. Ka. It's like so easy, right? Basically, if you put your hand in front of your mouth when you say it, you should feel the air. That's if it has a vowel. If it has a sukoon, you will not feel any air because the running of the sound will be stopped. So let's just apply it to our vowel sounds. So ka. I'll just write it like that because I think I'm used to saying it like that with dhamma at the end. Okay, so this is ka, ki, ku. Remember, you're moving your lips. If a tajweed teacher is looking at you, they're looking at your lips. Ka. Open your mouth. Ka. Lower your lip. Ki. Ku. So it's very light, very easy to say. Ka, ki, ku. Ka, ki, ku. Ka, ki, ku. If we add the elongations, the natural mad, and then we'd hold it for 2 harakat. So this one, that, and this. Whoops. Went a little crazy there. Okay, so we're going to do our little fist thing. Ka, ki, ku. So you see the elongation because it has the mommy and the baby. Ka, ki, ku. Okay. So that's very simple letter. Let's move on. I should probably leave that mouth there, but that's okay. Okay, I don't know if this is all going to fit in one video, all the letters, probably not, but, you know, we're just going to do what we can. Okay, so this is the middle of the tongue. Now we're moving up, and we have the ya. Looks like a big S with dots. If it's in the beginning of the word, it looks like this. If it's in the middle of the word, it looks like this. If it's at the end of the word, it looks like this. Sometimes it will also have no dots, depending on, you know, if it feels like it. It's a weak letter, so sometimes it changes. It varies a little bit depending on the word, but it's just important to note that it looks like a big S. That's either going to give it away, or it has these 2 dots. It might not always have the dots, but most of the time it does. 2 dots on the bottom, and a big S sometimes, right? So you have to note how it looks. Characteristics of the ya. It's light. It's not yaw. It's ya. It's soft, which has running of sound. When you say it, the sound is flowing. It has whisper, which is the running of air. So it's also both of those things, running of air and sound at the same time. When you have the running of sound, like the flow, when you say like, yeah, you can feel the air and the sound come together at once. They're both flowing at the same time. Then this is called memus. So it's like unique characteristic or whatever. So anyway, Ba ba ba. Oh, whoops, I'm sorry. I messed up on that. I'm sorry. I'm just going to let you know. The characteristics, I was looking at the wrong letter. The characteristics of the ya, I'm sorry, is light, yes. It has running of sound, but it has a stopping of air. So I'm sorry, just correct that if you wrote it down. It's not running of air, it's stopping of air. And it has ease when you say it's naturally easy for most people to say. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and apply it. Okay, so yeah, ye, you. So remember doing that with your mouth. Open your mouth. Yeah. Lower your lip. Ye, ye. And whatchamacallit. And round your mouth. Round your lips. You, you. Now if we want to elongate it. Oh, sorry, let me just do a little faster. Yeah, ye, you. Yeah, ye, you. Yeah, ye, you. We want to do it a little faster. It'll be, a little longer. I'm sorry. Oh, this is like going to look weird because the elongator is the letter. Oh my God, it's crazy. Okay. That's the kind of thing that, I'm sorry. I think only people who study Arabic would like that. Okay, so anyway, elongated it for 2 harakat. So yeah, ye, you. Okay. So yeah, ye, you. Obviously these are going to look different. They're going to connect like this. That's how it would really look, because this would be the beginning and then this would be the end. So it's going to look a little different, but as you can see, they're still both yas. And you can tell this by the 2 dots on the bottom. This is the only letter with 2 dots on the bottom. Yes. And also this, even if it didn't have the dots, you'll know it's because it's like a big S. And yeah, so that's how it applies. My thing is going to run out, so I'm going to go ahead and upload this, and inshallah I will just upload more as we go along, and hopefully finish the letters tonight, inshallah. Oh, assalamu alaikum. Oh, let me know if you like this video or if you have any suggestions or anything like that. Inshallah, I would really like some feedback. Go ahead and like the video and share it with as many people as you can. Because I feel like this is really basic. This is really basic knowledge. Like, I just gathered a lot of information from different sources, and that's how I know this. I didn't learn it from any one teacher, so, but every Muslim really should know this kind of stuff. So, inshallah, I hope it benefits somebody. And, yeah, inshallah, I will upload the video, the next one soon, to finish the letters. Okay, bye. Assalamu alaikum.